Hello, I already released review of FiiO's R7 and in that review I said that it's my dream device because it's fitting my scenarios perfectly, and now it's not only my standalone player that I listen when I work at my laptop, but it's also a center of my media setup because I connected it via coaxial cable to my power amplifier and speakers, and now it serves like ultimate multimedia hub. But I got a lot of interesting accessories for this device. Actually, they are not created for it, except of a few ones. But I decided to share some of my scenarios. Maybe it will be helpful to someone. So let's proceed to that. First of all, I want to repeat a part of my review and say that R7 offers really impressive connectivity. So it has line out, two line outs, single-ended. It has two balanced line outs. It has coaxial in optical and optical. It has coaxial in and out. And it has two USB ports. One is USB host, so you can connect it via USB to external digital tonal converter. Second one is universal USB 3.0 that can help you connecting it to really lot of things. And actually that's the port I most actively use. I bought Samsung 520 gigabytes micro SD cards when they were on sale on Amazon, so prices are pretty affordable now. I thought about 1 terabyte card, but it's not that expensive, but I found another good solution for that, so I will show it to you. So let's proceed to the first accessory. So first one is FiiO PL50. It's a linear power supply that FiiO announced some time ago as a companion to FiiO K7, to FiiO M17, what else, Q7, K7 and other devices that use 12 or 15 volts as power supply. Usually that devices came with pulse power supply. It's good option, but sometimes pulse power supply units have some high frequency interference due to their mechanism, and they are not as good in filtering some interference from the power outlet as linear power supply. So here is PL50. It's pretty heavy, built fully of metal. Inside there is a big transformer and a lot of precise schematics to provide really clean and clear power supply. If you have really good power supply in your apartment, it won't be that helpful. But in cases when you have not that great power supply, not that clean power, it can be a full remedy. But even for the cleanest power supply, there is still some viable difference. So everything here works pretty straightforward. So we plug 12 volts, toggle here from AC to DC, and then we connect actually PL50 to its power. Let's select proper orientation, flip a toggle, and here are 12 volts, always trying to say 20. 12 volts, clean, precise, well controlled under any circumstances. So I have some alteration in voltage in my power outlet, but it always consistently delivering 12 volts. In terms of effect, actually it has impact on the sound. Compared to the built-in power supply in R7, it gives a bit better dynamics, a bit tighter impact. It's not night and day difference, but it allows you to squeeze a bit of extra power. And I really hope that FiiO will release some version of this power supply unit with few outputs. Because, for example, if I'd like to have, I don't know, M17 and I don't know, K7, for example, I will need to buy two of them or to use it only with one of the devices. But still it does a great job for the R7. There are a lot of arguing and disagreement in the audiophile community, but there is one question where everyone agrees. You can't get enough storage in your player. So I thought about buying 1 TB micro SD card, but then I decided to go a bit different way, and I got this solution. So basically inside there is a Samsung M2 SSD, one of the most latest, if I remember right, it's 780 series or 760, not sure, but it's available pretty cheaply on Amazon. I've paid $120 for 2 gigabytes of pretty fast drive, and I put it in the Orico enclosure. It's a really simple process to assemble, and actually I've got pretty fast USB Type-C 2 TB SSD. It connects perfectly to this device via USB Type-C and allows you to read files and stuff. When it's actively written, it became pretty warm, but there is internal heatsink connection to this radiator on top. One pretty idiotic thing, actually Samsung had a sticker over all chips where actually heatsink should be applied, so I had to scratch that sticker out, so I'm not sure what scenario they were thinking about. And speaking about this USB Type-C port on the back side of this tiny wonder, it's the only problem is that we have only one USB Type-C port. It's super universal. You can connect this device as digital tonal converter, you can connect it to external digital tonal converter, and you can even output video signal to external display via that DisplayPort protocol. I haven't tested that, but it's basic Android, so it should work. But you know, one port is definitely not enough. I spent some time searching for different USB Type-C hubs, and maybe I haven't searched properly, but actually all that hubs are, at least the best ones, are always filled with useless things like Ethernet adapter, but actually this player already has its own Ethernet. They have DisplayPort adapter, and they rarely have USB Type-C. Like, you connect it to USB Type-C, but you're getting that plain old USB Type-A. So I wanted something that will split my USB Type-C, and actually for about $2 I've got this nice thing from the AliExpress. As you can see, it's really straightforward and simple. You connect this to USB Type-C and you getting two USB Type-C ports, and actually you can, if you connect it to some smartphone, you can charge it via this adapter too. For the R7 it has no sense, but actually if you're going to use it with M17, for example, for M17 it won't be that useful, but like with M11 or with M15S that is coming soon, you will be able to power it and simultaneously use like USB digital tonal converter and something else. And what actually something else I'm using here, I will show you now. So let me plug it here. We need one USB type port. I also bought a bunch of short USB Type-C cables, really good one, flexible and inexpensive. Let me connect it here, and here it is. It's FiiO KB1. It's a 3-key keyboard. FiiO released a limited version some time ago, this one in red aluminum, and now available two versions, in black aluminum and in black plastic. And you know, it's like a gateway drug from typical audiophilia towards more complex things. Because here used mechanical switches, they are replaceable, and key caps are replaceable, so you can switch from audiophilia to the mechanical keyboards, and you can switch caps, get some artisan caps, you can get some other switches. It has pretty bright lighting, but for me it's not an issue. But these three buttons and knob actually works really well. So you rotate it and volume changes. This knob has nice well-defined clicks, so it allows me to control volume better. And these three buttons just helps me to navigate playback, because it doesn't have own buttons, but it's pretty convenient. So play, pause, previous track, next track, so it all works. And you know, the main problem for me when I use it is not to click constantly, because I really like that type of clicks. It's very satisfying. I'm thinking now about buying yet another one, maybe cheaper plastic one, to use it as a desktop, as actually some kind of fidget to relax by clicking it. If you're going to use this device, actually pay attention that you will need to go to the settings, then system, and in the system, in the language and input, and go to the physical keyboard and actually activate the toggle switch show virtual keyboard, because by default it was off, and when you connect some external keyboard it doesn't show the on-screen keyboard, which is actually not that great in this option. And my most recent new purchase, actually I need FiiO Music, it's FiiO's remote control. They are made first of all for the K7, and here it is. It's a Bluetooth remote. Here you will need two AAA batteries, and it connects to the device via Bluetooth, and actually it does whatever you need. So you can also play, pause. So now it's not connected because it went to sleep. Should be reconnected now, but when it goes to the deep sleep, sometimes I need to wake it up. So I turn it on or off. So now it's connecting. Let's forget it and pair new device, and here is RM3. I overpressed this button, it went to sleep. So play, pause works great here. Volume control, I have too many ways of controlling volume. Tracks navigation, going back, going home. Also you get this 4-positional button. You getting access to this main mode switch, and even you have this air mouse mode. So you pressing this button and then you move remote control in the air, and you can select something and do something on the screen in a really fast way when you need it. And for this remote control you will also need to toggle that physical keyboard here if you're going to use, because you can see that two devices gives this one, and RM3 is another Bluetooth keyboard, so all of them suppress showing on the virtual keyboard. And of course you can actually use this device and this one and all that stuff with, for example, FiiO M17. So you can put it on the stand and it can be a really good substitute for the R7. Not like neat and handy all-in-one device, but also with remote. You can use it as media center, and actually such thing, this splitter will be probably useful for the new FiiO M15S, because it has desktop mode, so you can connect it to the external power supply and then add some accessories and use it as a desktop device here. I hope this video was useful for you, so thank you for listening, thank you for your attention, and of course have a great day.